everyone, and welcome to Tea Time with Paula R. Amor. I am super excited about this episode, honey, because y'all about to get all the tea that you didn't even know that you needed in your life, because this conversation has been brewing for almost a year. So I want you to please help me welcome this cosmic energy and this cosmic conversation. Mr. Quentin C. Harp is in the building.
Thanks for having me, Paula.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Honey, let me tell you, I have been waiting for this union for almost a year. It's been almost a year, and I want you to tell the viewers. I don't want to spill your tea. I'm gonna let you spill your own tea.
Okay.
I want you to tell the viewers a little bit about who you are, the boss, the king that you are. You know, the businesses that you got going on, and where you located.
All right, so I am, as you say, Quentin Harp. I am located in Snellville, Georgia, which I own and operate the Social Cafe.
Yeah.
You know, as you know, we are a premier artisan sandwich cafe right in the heart of downtown Snellville. We've been open for a little bit over a year and a half now, and so, you know, we are nestled in here in Snellville and excited about what's to come.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things that are brewing.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason why I wanted to for you to start off with talking about you know who you are as an entrepreneur, a businessman in the beautiful city of Snellville, Georgia, is because you allowed my platform, my show, Soul Frequency, my nonprofit, the Greenhouse Project. You were the first person and first business that embraced my platform, and I want to say thank you. The Greenhouse Project spent about 8 months in your space at the Social Cafe, and it was a very it was a great experience. It was a great learning experience to work alongside a business owner as far as nonprofit, art, healing, green, we heal in the green, and for you to embrace that, to walk alongside me and to show that type of support. One, because you are a business. Two, because you are a black man.
I am that.
A black man, brown man,
right,
who received me as a brown skinned woman,
sure,
as a black woman, as a visionary, a business woman, and the thing about it is we had some little turbulent moments in our colorful moments in our partnership. And again, it lasted 8 months, and what I love about our dynamic is that it just didn't stop there. Correct. You know, although I'm no longer at the Social Cafe, and the greenhouse is in its own space, and it's just lovely here. I love it here. We're still connected.
Right.
We're still connected, and we're still showing each other love and support. You know, many a days, you know, you've sent people down here, because we like what, five doors away.
5 doors down.
Not 5 blocks, but 5 doors.
A couple hundred feet.
Yeah. And we're still showing love and support. Although we've had colorful moments, it's been I feel like it has matured both of us.
Sure. I think that what I learned from that experience is that, you know, well, just looking at us as a people, whenever we're doing business or any kind of relationship, just because that relationship didn't work out doesn't mean that you can't still be cordial, you can't still build together. Right. I just think that you have to understand that in certain capacities it may not be meant to be.
Right. And
so, you know, I think with you and I, you know, it could have went that direction where we just never talked to each other again.
Oh, for sure.
And
and I think a lot of people were rooting for that.
They were rooting for that. But surprise. Right. You know, here we are. We were able to have a conversation, and a tough conversation about, okay, well, maybe this isn't the dynamic that we need to possess here right now at the present time. So, and, you know, not gonna lie, I was a little hurt, you know, because I do think that you brought a certain aura to that space, you know, and so you are missed. But, you know, I do.
And I miss. Let me tell you something. I not only miss okay, there's a few things I need to tell you guys. So I miss your presence, right? I miss the conversations as two business owners, two visionaries, two creatives.
Right.
But God, I miss some sandwiches. Like, yo, you are like amazing. Your hands are gifted.
Thank
like,
you.
Listen, if you're ever in the Snellville area or the Gwinnett County area or surrounding counties, and y'all want a great sandwich, fresh. Oh my gosh, Quentin makes the best sandwiches. I feel like I want to say in the world, but I haven't been around the world.
We can say
but the world. But I mean, your food. You make your food with love.
Thank you.
And he makes his food. He prepares the food with love, and the customers experience it. I watched for 8 months. You have great reviews.
Yes.
And your customer, your clientele, like they love you. They love the atmosphere. They love coming, sitting. And what I do love, you take customer service to a whole nother level. I feel like after the pandemic, we lost a lot of customer service in a lot of business establishment. But you have kept hope alive. It was Reverend Jesse Jackson who said keep hope alive. You've done that, and I want to say thank you. So I miss that. I miss the food. I miss our moments together, just dialoguing, and I miss the customers.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Shout out to every social cafe customer.
Shout out to y'all.
We love you.
Some of them you still come to. I know Mr. Doyle comes down here.
Yes, Mr. Doyle.
And,
that's my boo. That's my white boo. That's my white king.
The white king.
Yeah.
But no, I think that it's one of those things where with the customer service piece, you just something I held on to in my career. Knowing that you can go get a sandwich anywhere. Although my sandwiches are amazing. And they're unique, but you can go get a sandwich anywhere. So connecting with the customers, making sure that they feel special and at home, and that that they feel like this is their place just as much as it is mine. So, and that's what I was shooting for. So, and I know you helped cultivate that by coming in and curating. She's an awesome curator, guys. If you ever need your space curated, listen, she is amazing. It's really a gift from God, and again, it's just like. She talks about my hands, her hands, and her vision is magical. So, but you came in to curate the space, and it created this atmosphere, created this thing, and we had many a days when you and I sat and experienced with the guests that came in, just a cosmic God-like moments, and we had a lot of
cosmic God-like moments. Yo, that's okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good, and so I think that is something that we both can still have and hold on to because we experienced that. I think we were meant to experience that.
Yeah.
And so, I'm grateful and thankful to God for sending you in because I literally prayed for you. I prayed for help, but you walked through the door.
You say you prayed for me. It's okay. You prayed for me.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. I love a praying man.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, listen, I ain't saying I'm a gold digger, but I don't want to be with no broke. And when I say that, I mean spiritually. Because there are a lot of broke spirit men roaming the earth. Yeah. Or just people in general. But
and I was in that state when you met me.
Yeah, you. Now, well, I didn't know you was gonna spill the tea. We need to sip on that. Let's sip on that. That right there, that's some truth right there.
That's good tea.
Oh, that's real good tea. That's a tea that.
Yeah, that's a tea for kings and queens.
Yeah. Yes, you were really broken when I came into the space, and what I love about, and see, this is not even the topic, but we just free flowing right now. What I love about God is that God sends His elect into certain places to help the broken.
Sure.
And I stayed with you, walked with you for 8 months because I knew God had given you, placed you in my life as an assignment. And that's one of the things that held us together for 8 months is that we understood that there was an assignment. It was very colorful. However, I wouldn't change the 8 months And A represents new beginnings too, by the way. And so I wouldn't change that experience, walking alongside and sitting with a man who was broken. And I understood that part because prior to me meeting you, I started my healing journey, and I was a very broken woman. And I had to sit with God for a few seasons to get to a place of healing. And the healing is still taking place too, right? Healing doesn't stop, because you're healed of this. There's something else that needs to be healed in you, and you embraced it, and it was a struggle. So anytime that God wants to get the best out of you, I feel like this: God puts you in the wash machine, and there's this thing in the middle called an agitator. And ain't nothing nice about that cycle, that process of getting all of the dirty things out of you.
That's true.
And that's what I felt like was happening.
That's true. And it was, that spin cycle was spinning. And a lot of times, we would come out of that thing dizzy and like, which way do we want to go? Because we're so dizzy. But, by us developing that relationship of being open and transparent and honest with each other, I think that is what definitely kept us connected the way that we are. And I'm appreciative. Like I said, I wouldn't change it a moment or a thing, because we had some great times as well too.
Oh, for sure.
So with God ordering our steps, I did understand that, like Ecclesiastes says, there's time and season for everything.
Oh, for sure.
And I think that was the time and season for us to connect, and we are still connected now. I'm doing your podcast. And
you are.
So finally,
it's been almost a year. I'm gonna tell you. So when I came into your space, and I just wanted us to talk about vision today.
Okay.
The power of vision, and being connected to visionaries, just really being connected to God's vision for your life. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times the vision, God can give you a vision in the beginning stages of you learning, like, first off, there is a God, and that you have to have a relationship with God, and then God will begin to talk to you about who you are, who He is, and then He'll start showing you visions of things to come, and dreams, and you're like, hold up, wait a minute. Sometimes you will feel qualified, and then sometimes you'll feel not so qualified. Sure. Or you don't believe like you should, like this is going to come to pass. Right. And so God's vision is something else, because he plants His vision in your heart and in your mind, and it's something that you cannot escape or run from.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like even today, watching you, one of the things that God told me when I came into your space is that it was time for you to king up.
Yes.
And God gave me a vision of what that looked like for you. Although you were in a very broken, downtrodden state, this is why when you say that you are in a relationship with God, or you get tied up in this religious thing, a lot of people are tied to religion and not tied to a relationship with God. That a lot of times people's sight or their vision is very limited on what God has said about that person. And so they are very one-dimensional, one level, limited sight, because nobody knew that this shepherd boy was going to eventually be a king.
That's right.
But that was God's vision and purpose for King David's life, although he was. But anyway, that's what
I think that's where I was. I was still tied to that religious construct, which left me in a broken state, because I was unable to fully be in that mindset of trying to be free of things of God, free of just being me, just being. And I think that's one of the things I learned from you. Just you possess a certain aura of freedom. When I look at your life, and you and I have had candid conversations, so I know a little bit of your background.
Right.
So to know your background and to see you today and how you walk, and I know you still go through things and struggles, but that freedom of not being boxed into this religious mindset I think that was part of your healing, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And so, for me, watching that and looking at that and watching you, it definitely assisted me in helping me. I'm still healing, of course, but it's definitely assisted me in knowing what that looks like and knowing what my purpose is when it comes to my own peace and freedom.
That's powerful. What I can say is so there's in the Bible there's 66 testaments, 66 books, and in these 66 books, and they say there's some books that are missing, and why would it be missing? I mean, anyway, the life of people that God chose, the stories that we have read throughout the years about, let's just say Job. I would never know that I could endure certain things in my life if I didn't have the life of Job, if I didn't have a testament or some type of spiritual visual understanding of what Job might have gone through, and still yet he didn't curse God. He trusted God, and God restored back to him 100-fold. He lost everything. And so, and I've lost everything. I've lost everything in my second divorce. I lost everything. I didn't even have to pay drones. Like, he took everything from me. And but if I did not have the story of Job, I'd probably be walking around here in somebody's mental institution, right? So what I said all that to say that God will put a modern day Lazarus in your life to know that you can come out of the tomb, the grave clothes can come off, and this is how you can live your life healed, whole, resurrected, free, liberated, not bound to man or religion or the system. Right. And I believe that God has been using my life. You are a straight up witness.
I am.
A straight up witness.
I've seen it. I've witnessed it with you. I've experienced it with you, and it is amazing. You're a strong woman to endure what you endure.
I don't want to be strong though. I don't want to be strong.
Well,
I want to be viewed as a woman of faith.
Sure.
I don't want to be strong. I think that I'm out of that era of being so. Talked about it on another episode, like fully operating in my masculine energy. There's a balance, and I come to realize that balance is important when you're dealing with the feminine and masculine energy that we all have. And I just want to be viewed as a woman of faith, a woman who trusts God no matter what it looks like, what it feels like, what it sounds like, and even what it smells like. I want to be like the 3 Hebrew boys that every time I'm thrown in a furnace, because I choose to walk in what God has called me walk in, I'll come out as pure gold and with no scent that I've even was in a fire.
Yes.
Or a trial.
Yes.
And I think that's the thing that God has shown you.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that that's great what you just said. I mean, a lot of women of color wear that strong black woman badge with pride, and there's nothing wrong with that because you need strength. But our strength comes from the Lord, and so when you try to operate in your own strength, I think that's where we fall short.
You want to know where real joy is? We talking about vision at this point, y'all. When you said our strength comes from the Lord, it's not just the strength that comes from the Lord. It is the actual prescribed antidote that the joy of the Lord.
This is good.
The joy of the Lord, like God's joy that He gives to us,
sure,
as gift if you want it. But you gotta. I had to see myself walking in joy, because I for a long time I didn't have peace. I didn't have peace of mind. I couldn't even see myself in a state of peace.
Okay. Because
of the environments that I was raised in. And I had no vision. And scripture says, without vision, the people perish.
That's right.
Right? That means without vision, you gonna die. Something's gonna die. If not everything gonna die in your life. And but I had to start getting a vision of me living in a place of peace, joy, happiness, harmony, heal, whole, and but I had to get around people who were operating in that manner.
And I think that's important, not to fall into that space where you're surrounding yourself around other broken people and it becomes a pity party and a mystery mashup, where you're exchanging stories and it's just a sob. And I think that, getting around people that can help you heal, that has been through the journey.
Yeah.
As for example, you and I think that's important to because you have to want to heal first.
For sure.
When you're seeking out healing, you're going to seek out those spaces and peoples and resources to help you do that. And I think that sitting with God and praying, having a fervent prayer life, because I prayed for help because I was in a place where I just didn't know what to do.
Right.
And God would send help in many forms, in many spaces. And, I always thought my help was going to come in the form of, I don't know, some men coming to help and assist, but it came in the form of a woman.
Well, honey, that's like the natural order.
It is the natural order.
The woman was created to be a helpmeet.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And this doesn't necessarily mean that this is someone that you get into. You have to be in a relationship.
Right.
Let me say that. A helpmeet is not a person that you have to be in a relationship, a marriage, or it has to be something sexual.
Mm-hmm.
The church was built off of women's backs.
That's right.
Hello, somebody.
That's right.
A lot of institutions were built off the backs of women. Like we fed our breasts carries vision. So when a man lays his head upon my breast, I feel God on it. What he's laying down on or sucking from is vision. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, naturally a child should be born into this world and they should be breastfed.
Okay.
And this is why I believe men, and you can co-sign, why y'all like sucking titties.
It never goes away.
It never goes away.
It never goes away.
Listen, it's okay if you are a titty sucker out there, and yeah.
Yeah, I prefer the left one, but I mean, you're correct. I mean, it's the natural order of things, and I think that we get in God's way a lot when it comes to His natural order, His natural purpose for our lives. We get in His way a lot, and I think that was the case with me. And so, growing up in the church, I had a very chauvinistic view of. A very chauvinistic. Listen, I'm gonna keep it real. We can keep it real.
Please, baby, on tea time with Paula R, that's the only thing you can do is keep it real.
I gotta keep it real.
Because mother will call you out.
We know that.
Yeah,
I'm sure some of y'all out there.
I will call you out. Okay.
But yeah, just a very chauvinistic point of view when it came to scripture, because a lot of times we like to use the scripture that a woman should submit to a man, and I honestly think that it's you submitting to each other.
Right. No, but there is a passage that says submit one to another.
For sure.
And what I believe that, so let me tell you what we're submitting to. We're submitting to vision.
Mm-hmm.
We're submitting to God's vision for man and woman. We're submitting to God's vision. It's not about the gender role,
right,
if you will. It's just the order, submitting to the order of the vision.
That's good.
And the order of the vision for man and woman is to be fruitful and multiply. That was God's vision for man. And I think that when we go opposite or try to build our own vision or our own paradigms, our own structures outside of the vision of God, that's when things get crazy and chaotic and it fails. That system that man has created, we all know it fails at some point in time.
Well, just look at the divorce rate. I mean, that's evident of we're doing something wrong.
Baby, listen.
We're doing something wrong.
Listen. Okay, go ahead.
No, you're good. We're doing something wrong, and something has to change. And I think being honest with ourselves and understanding what God's purpose is for us, and understanding if we're in line with God, if we're in alignment, you're gonna know. If you're not in line with God, and alignment doesn't look like what a lot of people think it looks like. Alignment could be just people think alignment is just okay. Let me align with the things of the Bible, but alignment is what you hear from God. What is God telling you personally? Right. Not what He's. I'm not saying you shouldn't listen to your pastor, but you develop, like you said, develop that personal relationship with God. And what does He want for you?
Right.
And you get in alignment with that.
Yeah. This is for you to talk about alignment. Made me think about Abraham, the story of Abraham and his wife Sarah. And God gave Abraham a vision. Here we go again. God gave Adam a vision, and then God gave Abraham a vision. And God told Abraham, said, listen, I'm going to give you a seed. And this seed is going to be a seed that's going to be outnumber the nations, like more than the sand and more than the stars in the sky and everything. And the vision apparently was taking too long for him and his wife Sarah, God's vision. And so they decided, Sarah's like, well, I'm going to create the vision. I'm going to help God with the vision. And the story goes on that she allowed her maiden, one of her servants, female servants, to lay with her husband and to get pregnant like a surrogate mother, and created this Ishmael. And they probably thought that was the perfect vision after the baby came out of her vagina. They probably thought that, listen, I did God a favor.
Right.
I sped up the process.
We helped y'all, God.
I helped y'all, God.
No need for you to.
And until the problems started happening, and God is like, that's not what I said. And then He told Abraham, rewinding back to the beginning of God and Abraham's relationship, from what I heard, is that God told Abraham to move away from your kinfolk, disconnect from your relatives, and I will show you a place. And there we go with that vision. He didn't say, I'll tell you. He said, I will show you a place. So a lot of times God wants to show us His vision, but we're too busy, in our own understanding and what our lives should look like. For years, I thought I was going to be a number of things. I thought I was going to be on Broadway, some famous Broadway actress, performer, and then I also thought I was going to, so after that dream, I felt like that vision died. Then I had a vision of that I thought I was going to be this global preacher. I thought I was going to be a global preacher. And then that vision didn't happen, and I was like, okay, I was like, okay, God, what is it? Who is it? Who is it? Is it? But anyway, submitting to the vision of God right now in this season it's easy. It's like, I won't say it's easy. Hold on.
Is it really easy?
It's not easy, but however, my soul isn't aligned.
Gotcha.
My soul.
So it makes it seem easier.
Right. There's. I feel the alignment.
I got you.
Yeah.
It is easier to align with God once you do it. You just have to. I mean, again, it says lean not to your own understanding. So sometimes God will have us do things and put us in positions where we don't understand. Like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
I know what you showed me, but I don't understand why this happens. Like He showed me you coming into that cafe and assisting, and when you we disbanded. I'm like, well, God, you showed me that, we're supposed to be building, and
He didn't show you the turbulence.
He ain't show me the turbulence.
My God.
He didn't show me the turbulence.
My God.
But, I had to, submit to what God is. Okay, I trust you, God. And that goes back to what you were saying earlier, to having that faith. And, but anyway, we tend to keep God in His box when it comes to what He has for us. And, we may be in some situation where God says, you can leave.
Yeah. Time's up.
It's time to go.
The season is up. You mentioned Ecclesiastes earlier. It's a time and a season for everything. And it's not that our time is up. The season of me being in the space with you is up. Because I do see God opening up some other doors, and some other opportunities for you, not just for you, but also for some other people in expansion. And this is what I do want to say, if I can say this, like there's still business there for you and I to do, to build. One of the things that I can say is that you have been a great companion, in a lot of areas. And so I'm gonna spill the tea on this because I know a lot of people have been viewing our lives, your life, my life, our connection.
We know y'all been watching.
Yeah, we know y'all been watching, and so people got all kind of concepts, ideas, whatever. But what I do want to put to rest is that not only are you a companion of mine in so many areas like business, a spiritual connection where we dialogue about a lot of different things. It's always good to have a companion that you can talk spiritual things with. But we also are traveling companions, and I love the fact that so we had went to the ocean. You and I went to the ocean, and you said to me, you was like, I love assisting you in furthering your healing or your maintenance, because you know that I take to nature for healing or to decompress, and it's like, wow, that's amazing to have a companion who understands that I need mental breaks in nature, and I need healing, mentally, to maintain this journey that I've been put on. And so I do want to say thank you so much for having an understanding and being that to me and for me.
No, thank you. And thank you for allowing me to, because you opened up that world to me. I know, with you saying you sitting by yourself for years, and I know that was something that you did alone.
I did do it alone. I'm so proud of myself. Let me accept to that.
So it has been a learning and healing experience for me as well. So not only am I doing it for, to assist you with your journey and your healing, but it's also helping me heal as well, because I do believe there's healing in nature, and I do believe God is in nature. When you sit, whether it's in the forest or by the ocean, I think if you sit long enough, you're going to hear from God. I think if you sit and so yes, we are traveling companions, and the companionship, I think, has blossomed into something that I hold dear to my heart, because I do enjoy talking to you and traveling with you, and just whether it's just talking about ideas or future business ventures or just life in general and our experiences. I think is therapeutic for you and I, and and then just the people that we've met and the impact they've had on our lives and the impact we've had on their lives, and it's just, I think it's a beautiful thing. And again, we could have took that situation that we had and really it could have got ugly,
right?
To be honest with
you, for sure.
But it didn't, and I thank God for it. I thank God for maturity, spiritual maturity, because if we weren't spiritually mature or in tune, I think that we could have allowed wickedness into our hearts and allowed a lot of impure thoughts and actions to happen.
Lord.
Because
I got a Peter spirit on me. I feel like I got a Peter.
I can see that for sure.
A Peter and a David spirit on me.
Oh my God, yes.
And those two brothers, they were murderers. They were killers. They didn't give a, you know what I'm saying? And allowing God to heal the volatile side of me, Now don't get it twisted. So once a warrior, always a warrior. However, God's vision for mankind is peace.
Yes.
And because God showed me peace, God allowed me to enter into his rest. That's the state that I want to stay in. But now don't bring war to my door. Don't do it. Don't bring the war to my door.
Don't bring war to my door.
Don't do it. Because I'll be like a gladiator real quick. Like I'll switch just like that. But
well, that's that, I tease you all the time about that dragon being inside of you.
And
it's real.
And
you only have a certain amount of tolerance for
tolerance, right? So,
and that's okay.
But let me tell you, this is why I love scripture where it says, how can light have fellowship with darkness? And a lot of people use that as judging people who may not be healed. And they look down on people who have not, I guess, arrived like they have, right? I haven't arrived. I do have a relationship with God, and I do realize that I need the word of God every day. I need the presence of God every day to sustain being a good citizen in this earth. And so light and darkness, I choose to feed the light in me, because we talk about duality again. There's a duality in all of us. Yes. There's light and darkness in all of us. But whatever you feed the most is what you'll walk in. And I try my best to stay in lit places, healing places, and around healed people as much as I can. However, because I am the light and God has healed so much of me, now I can walk in dark spaces and talk to people who haven't healed to say, listen, he's a healer.
Yes.
He's a healer.
That's right.
You know, and then assist them with their healing journey to suggest certain things, because everybody doesn't heal like you.
Right.
But I can offer up some of my experiences to say, like I've shared with you. Yeah. Listen, let's go to a waterfall. Let's go sit in nature. Let's go get some yoga mats and sit under a tree.
Yeah, yeah, and it's, trust me, it's it's helped me tremendously. Just by, I know one trip we went, and we went to a little river area.
You talking about Helen, Georgia?
Helen, yeah.
Helen. We love Helen.
We love Helen.
So when y'all see me at the river, I'll be with this brother, okay?
And so we sat those yoga mats out there, and we just sat and we watched the water, and nightfall came, and it was just such an amazing experience, and just hearing from God. And it was simple. It didn't cost a lot of money. So, you know, you have to want to heal. You have to want to heal. I think people like, or I'm not going to say people, but certain people like to sit in that misery, that unhealed place, because that's where they're familiar. And so I can dare to say that one fears to get out of that healed place. Some people fear to get out of that healed place, out of that broken place, I should say, and enter into that healed place.
They fear to come out of the brokenness.
Correct. Because coming out of that brokenness means you have to let some things go and some people go.
Yes.
You know, even you know, a spouse or
family
members, or a job, or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
You have to let certain things go in order to heal properly.
Man, listen, there's a bunch of stories in the Bible about, you know, releasing your family, releasing people who you thought you were going to spend a lifetime with. For myself, I had to release my first husband, 20-year relationship. And I didn't see myself delivered or set free from this guy. And God did it for me in 2021, man. God showed me liberty outside of this guy. And I'm so grateful because I didn't see it.
Yeah.
And when God showed it to me, I believed what I saw. I said, okay, today I'm going to believe that I can be free from this particular soul tie, because it's not healthy.
So you think that believing was the one that activated all?
No, I think the vision.
The vision, okay.
First, God has to show you the thing for you to believe. But you got to be able to see. This hoe at the well perceived that Jesus was a prophet. She had saw many penises. But this particular penis came with some purity to it, and gave her a vision and said, listen, you trying to offer me something that, listen, you have no idea. What I'm about to give you, you ain't gonna never thirst again. And he didn't mean his penis though. Yeah. He wanted to be a water companion for her.
He was trying to give her pure water.
She was looking with that E&J, baby. She said, no, I'm about to give you this spring water. We gotta go to Cedar Creek, by the way.
Right. Pure penis is hilarious, by the way.
Pure penis. I love a pure penis, okay? But yeah, we talking about vision. I started envisioning pure penis in my life because I had too many tainted penises.
Yeah, and tainted penis is not good.
Just like tainted
vagina.
I was gonna say the other word, but it's okay. But so yeah, and so Jesus talked to this woman at the well, and he asked her. He said, "So where is your husband?" And she caught a quick vision, like, I better not lie to this man. Like, I don't have one. And he said, "You said well because the other 5 were not your husband's either." So now he's giving her a vision that you can live a healthy lifestyle with a real king. Just like that, off a conversation. He ain't come to judge her. He ain't come to act religious. He ain't come speaking in tongues.
He helped her change her mind.
But he presented a pure penis before her, though. You gotta have a vision. Because without vision...
So...